Hi and welcome to a yoga session. So I would like to share some postures with you to bring some movement into some space into the hip area if your hips are really tight. So we're just going to sit in easy pose. You can always place the blanket or a cushion to sit on to elevate the hips a little bit. So if your hips are really tight, then the knees are going to be quite high. So the practice, we're going to place our hands behind us and just trying to lift, easing the knees down. Then we want to make our way to a seated cross-leg twist. So placing the opposite hand on a knee and with the hand back. Make sure you don't lock the shoulder towards your knee. So again, lifting a little bit, looking over our shoulder, and then opposite way. Back to the center. We're going to switch our legs. So first, feet forward. We're going to bring the knees to the side. And then cross our legs the other way. It might feel a little bit different. And again, place our hands behind us to slightly elevate and lift. And then come into a seated twist, placing our hand on our opposite knee. Look behind us. Opposite way again. And back to the center. Again, feet forward and then just bringing the knees to the side. And then we're going to sit on the right buttock. So the right foot will be underneath our left shin. And we're going to make our way to a twist this time, placing the right hand on a left knee. So we're working into the hip area, low back. Look behind. Again, try not to lock the shoulder towards your ear. And then opposite way. Placing your right hand on your left knee. And then back to the center. Come to a cobbler's pose. Feet together. Again, don't worry if your knees will be quite high, then it's to do with your hips. Place your hands behind you and lift slightly. And then extend your legs to a Dandasana, seated posture. Place your hands behind you and lift. And then take your legs wide apart to a wide seated pose. So your knees will be slightly bent if your hip area is quite tight. Place your hands just in front of you. If you can extend through the back of your legs, you can flex your feet. And then bring your feet together. Come to your knees, to a hero pose. Stretch your arms, interlace your fingers, and then just come to a side bend. Back to the center. And then place your hands in front of you and come to your feet, to a squat pose. So taking your feet a little bit wider apart, feet pointing out. If this proves too difficult, you can come to about halfway. And then extend the hips, extend through your legs and come to a wide standing, a forward bend. So keeping the knees soft. Just working into the hip area as if you were creating a figure 8. So keep bending the alternative knee. And then maybe easing a little bit deeper into the posture, keeping your knees soft. And then slowly bringing your feet about hip apart to a forward bend. So again, if your hamstrings are really tight, then your knees will be bent. Inhale to a halfway lift. Lift the chest away from your knees. And then back down. Come through a squat. Take your feet wider apart. And then come down to the mat. On your back to a child's pose, to a happy baby pose. So lift the feet facing towards the sky, so if you can reach your hands towards your feet, and then just take your knees towards the armpits. And then just make a small movement to whatever feels right for you. Extending slightly, maybe alternative knee. And then slowly easing back. Bend your knees. Take your arms away to a T shape, and then just slowly bring the knees to the sides. Stretching through the hip flexor. Opposite way. And back to the center. And make your way to an easy pose in the palms in front of your heart center. Thank you very much. Namaste.